she used to say, Lee, when someone gives you a compliment, don't turn it away. Just say thank you. Somehow I forgot this lesson when Genesis was published. People kept telling me, oh my gosh, what an amazing book, and you're so brave to write it. And I thought, me? Brave? Because for years I've worked to receive praise and confirmation, but now I find myself balancing the compliment. With one hand, I wanted to hold onto it dearly and for those dark days and sip it like a warm healing tea. And yet, I didn't want to gulp it down, making me feel special or above anyone. And this word brave, I struggle with it. Brave for writing the story? Because honestly, I was terrified. Colorism is a topic that we swept under the rug. We're guilty of it. Every colonized country, yet we don't correct it, heal it, or change it. We pass it down generation to generation like an heirloom. So yes, I was afraid that somebody would stop and correct me and say, girl, you know we don't talk about that. So brave? No. To me, brave are the activists, past and present, all over the world, taking their voices and fight to the streets, facing gas, batons, and tear gas, and arrests. Those recording injustices on their cell phones and calling it out right when it happens, speaking up in the face of terrorism, that's brave. Brave are the mothers and fathers who have to bury their children to some evil befalling them. Those having to face a biased justice system, and then closing the door to an empty bedroom of their loved ones day after day. People like Mammy Till, whose son's, Emmett's, coffin was kept open so the world could see what they'd done to her boy. So many parents across the country still echoing her words, that same sentiment. That's brave. Brave are the frontline workers who serve in our hospitals, ring up our groceries, deliver our quarantine splurges, knowing that each encounter could possibly expose them to death, to a death sentence. The very act of pushing through their fear, that's brave. And brave are the people who march down the streets of Birmingham, Montgomery, Detroit, Chicago, LA, and everywhere. The ones hosed down, faced dogs, got beaten and bloody. People like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, who we honor in this very legacy year after year. Brave is watching her husband go out to speak without complaint or protest. Brave is guarding her sleeping children when threats ring the phone all night, when night riders threaten to firebomb the house, and still face every day with a fiery spirit to not back down. That's brave. So me, brave for writing a story? But then I think about the 5-year-olds who's already learned a negative message about self-worth, that they won't willingly choose a black baby doll over a white, or choose a skin tone crayon. I think of them growing up, quickly realizing that others would judge them, even fear them for that same brown skin. Kids who still fight over light versus dark skin when the world treats them all like a threat. Maybe it is brave to write a story, to make them question what beauty is, define it on their own, and remind them that yes, their brown, dark, and light skin is to be adored because they are indeed lovable. To empower our people to question colorism, change it, and love us some us, especially when the outside world doesn't. Then yes, maybe I am brave, and I accept this new talent award. And I thank you for considering me worthy. Thank you for each committee member and board member. Thank you for every single person who has had a hand in bringing this book to fruition and out into the world. Thank you to my family and friends, and every reader who has put this book in someone else's hands. I thank everyone who has dared to be brave. For our very existence, to breathe, run, create, stand, walk, march, sit, sleep, shop, vote, love, and read is brave. Thank you for plucking my voice from the many. And if there is any other reason that you saw fit to give me this award, well, you can tell me when we meet, and I'll gladly listen. Because like my granny said, she said, Lee, when somebody gives you a compliment, just say thank you. And she's right. Thank you.